All right, let's just jump right in, because there is a massive, and I mean massive shift happening in tech. For years, we've built our APIs for humans, for people clicking around in a user interface. But that's all changing. The new user isn't human. It's an autonomous AI agent. And that means all the old rules of engagement, they're out the window.
And wow, this quote, it really just says it all, doesn't it? Our APIs aren't just data pipes anymore. They're becoming the eyes, the ears, and the hands of these AIs. Think about that for a second. This isn't some minor tech upgrade. It's a fundamental change in our whole philosophy. We're literally giving code the keys to the car, and we'd better be sure it knows how to drive. Okay, so just look at this. It's like a tale of two completely different species. On one side, you've got us, humans. We're patient. If a website is slow, we wait. We remember what we were doing 5 minutes ago. We're forgiving. But the AI agent, it's the polar opposite. It's stateless, meaning it can literally forget what it just did. It's probabilistic, which means it might just guess wrong. And it is incredibly brittle. If it hits a wall, it doesn't get frustrated, it just breaks. This is a whole new ballgame.
So where do we even start with this? Well, that brings us right here, to the unbreakable foundation. Before we do anything cool or clever, we have to build for reliability and safety. These are not best practices. They are absolute, non-negotiable requirements for any system that lets an AI take real-world actions.
And this foundation, it really rests on three core ideas, three pillars, if you will. First, the self-correction loop. We have to give the agent a way to fix its own mistakes. Second, the unit of work. We need to make its job simpler. And third, and this one's huge, we need an undo button, because let's be real, it will mess up. Okay, let's break each of these down. Okay, so think about it like this. When you're on a website, right? You type in the wrong password, a little red box pops up. You see it, you get it, you fix it. But an AI doesn't have eyes. It's flying completely blind. It is 100% dependent on the error message the API sends back. If that message is just garbage, the AI is completely lost.
And this slide just shows it perfectly. The before is a brick wall. Bad request. Seriously? Thanks for nothing. The AI has no clue what to do next. But look at the after. It's not a wall. It's a map. It tells the agent exactly which field was wrong, why it was wrong, and even gives it the info it needs to fix it. This is how an AI learns. All right, pillar number 2, the unit of work. You know how some business processes take like 5 different steps? Imagine trying to walk a stateless AI through that. Create user. Okay, add user to group. Right. Set permissions. What were we doing again? That's context drift. The solution is to bundle all those steps into one single powerful API call, one unit of work that just gets the whole job done. And the third pillar, the undo button. Look, let's just get one thing straight. Your AI is going to make mistakes. It's not an if, it's a when. So if you give it the power to create something, you absolutely have to give it the power to delete it. Imagine an agent that can report back, hey, I messed up, but don't worry, I already cleaned up my own mess. That's not just useful, that's trust.
Okay, so we've got our foundation poured. It's solid, it's safe. Now let's get a little more advanced. We're moving on to speaking the AI's language. This is where we go beyond just safety and start optimizing for how these agents actually, well, think.
First up, item potency. Yeah, it's a mouthful, I know. But just think of it as an amnesia safety net. Remember, agents are stateless. So if a network request times out, the agent doesn't know if it worked or not. So what does it do? It sends the exact same request again. Without this safety net, you could pay the same bill twice. With it, the system just knows to only perform the action once.
Next, we have to talk about how incredibly impatient these agents are. Seriously. Large language models have very strict timeout windows. If your backend process takes 30 seconds to run, the agent isn't going to sit there and wait. It's going to throw its virtual hands up, assume the whole thing failed, and maybe even hallucinate an error message. The solution is to go async. Respond immediately with, yep, got it, working on it, and let the agent check back later.
Okay, this next one is huge. I mean, really huge. Your AI agent is not going to go read your beautiful documentation on your company wiki. It couldn't care less. It reads one thing and one thing only, the API schema itself. For an AI, the schema is the user manual. It's the entire prompt.
And here's a perfect, almost scary example of why that matters. The old way? Status string. Gee, thanks. The AI has to guess. But the AI-friendly way? It's a lifesaver. It clearly lists the values, and then it adds a critical warning. published emails the entire company. Wow. That one little description just prevented an absolute catastrophe.
All right, deep breath. We've built a reliable system. We've taught it to speak the AI's language. But now we've got to talk about security. This is the AI Security Protocol. Think of these as the laws of robotics for our API, the hard and fast rules that prevent it from going off the rails.
So, let me ask you a question. Just picture this for a second. What happens when your shiny new AI agent gets confused and gets stuck in a loop, hammering your API over and over and over again?
And here is the answer that should keep you up at night. This isn't your classic denial of service that takes down a server. No, this is a financial denial of service attack. It's an agent with a credit card and no off switch, and it can drain your entire cloud budget, not in hours, but in minutes. This is a huge business risk.
So how do we stop this runaway train? We have to get smarter with our rate limiting. The old way of just blocking by IP address isn't going to cut it. We need to be budget aware. We need to look at what the agent is doing. Is it sending the exact same request repeatedly? That's a bug. And we need an intelligent circuit breaker that just cuts it off and says, hey, you're stuck. Stop.
Here's a sneaky one that's super important: context leakage. You have to remember, everything your API shows an agent, it remembers, at least for a little while. So if your API returns a user object with a bunch of sensitive data, what's to stop the agent from accidentally spitting that info out to someone else later? The rule here is incredibly simple. What the agent can't see, the agent can't leak.
And finally, we need what I call deterministic guardrails. These are like the ultimate safety net. They're special instructions we can send with our API calls that act like hard rules the agent simply cannot break. You can tell it, hey, this is just a dry run, don't actually commit anything, or we're in low risk mode, so don't you dare approve a transaction over $100. It's how we stay in control.
So let's pull all of this together. We started with that unbreakable foundation. Then we learned to speak the AI's language, to really optimize for its unique mind. And finally, we put up the security protocols. And the whole point of all this, the ultimate goal, is to transform our AI from just a simple tool into a true teammate.
And here it is, your AI-ready checklist. This is the stuff you can take back to your team today. Provide those map-like errors so it can learn. Create those big units of work. Give it an undo button, for goodness sake. Lock it down with item potency and budget-aware limits. And please, please use rich schemas and minimize your data output. This isn't just a nice-to-have list. This is the new standard for building with AI.
So I'll leave you with this one final thought to chew on. Take a hard look at your own APIs right now, today. Are they just a clunky, blunt instrument that you've handed to your AI hoping for the best? Or have you designed a true teammate? An API that helps, guides, and collaborates with the AI to get things done, safely and effectively. Because the future isn't about tools, it's about teammates.